Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2017 general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers who may be with us for the first time. Thank you, as always, to those of you who continue to watch, listen, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for all your support, feedback, and comments. Very much appreciated and oh so important to me. Please keep them coming. And a big thank you to those of you who continue to keep me so very busy with personal one-on-one readings and to my regular clients as well. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for all of you. And I'm very grateful that I can. If any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About button. That'll give you a little more information and detail on what I do and the services I offer. I do a wide variety of readings, different types of spreads focused on different areas of your life, including package deals of ongoing monthly readings, overviews, love and romance, career, work, and finance, compatibility charting, channeled messages, and cleansings, and so on. You can email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do, so turnaround time for personal readings, live or recorded, is usually pretty fast. It can be as soon as a few days or upwards of 3 weeks, but almost always within a 1 to 3 week period of time, we can schedule a reading for you live or recorded. So email me. I'd be most happy to work with you. You can also find me on the Instant Go app, which is also, that information is also under the About button, and I posted a video about it, which you can see on my homepage about a week ago. It's a smartphone app, and it's for more instant or immediate same-day answers, and it's for quick, if you just have a quick question or two, you have a fast decision you need to make, you want to touch base on something really quick, or just want a very short reading, you can find me on that app too. Which is a new way of getting in touch with me. Again, it's for the shorter, simple, quicker, less complex readings. For those of you who want a deeper, more intensive look, email me and we'll set up a traditional reading for you. That's just for quick kind of same-day sort of answers on less complex issues, or if you're just looking for one fast answer. It's it's a great app and puts me literally at your fingertips for those shorter, faster things. So enough of that. Let's get into this. This reading is, excuse me, for the water sign of Cancer the Crab for November 2017. Now remember to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well for additional clarification and insight. You may find that one of them may resonate a little more predictively for you, but watching all three gives you as whole and clear a picture as possible, because it's general readings. There's a lot of you watching, thousands of you watching, so for some of you, it may resonate one area of your life, for others in another, to varying degrees and intensities, although the energy fundamentally remains the same. So that's why we advise checking your rising and your moon sign videos. It's better for you. It gives you just a bigger picture view, if you know them and if you can. Okay, Cancer, November 2017. Cancer the Crab, November 2017. I know some of you don't like the longer introductions, but you can always fast forward to where you see me starting to hold up the cards, which is right now. Well, in a second. Let's lay them out first. Okay, Cancer. For November 2017, we have Justice with the 10 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Pentacles with the 8 of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups with the 8 of Swords. And we have the 2 of Wands with the 9 of Cups. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is the 4 of Swords. Okay, so we begin with Justice, followed by the 10 of Pentacles. So Justice is that major arcana card. Justice is exactly what it means. Justice, equality, fair. It means that the outcome is going to, whatever it is going to be fair and equal and just, balanced on the actual reality of the situation, which is also people's choices, actions, and decisions. The outcome is based not on what you want or what you think or what your motives were, but on what you actually did, chose, actions, etc. The cautionary advice with justice is always to operate with as much transparency, honesty, and personal honor and integrity as possible, because that's going to decide and affect the outcome as well. In the upright position, it does recommend it does imply that things will be working out in your favor. Any business negotiations, contracts, deals are also going to be favorable or work out in your favor as well. It's paired with the Ten of Pentacles, which is earth energy and often manifests in earthly, tangible, see, touch, feel areas of our life. Property, assets, money, job, resources, etc., or the tangible efforts of work we put into things in our life or areas of our life. Tends represent the endings of cycle or things coming full circle in a culminating achievement. And the Ten of Pentacles has a strong association with home and family. It can also represent abundance and prosperity, but that which has roots and history to it. Family money, family business, family estate, family property, the long, slow, successful accumulation of something. So paired with justice, for some of you, this may be a legal situation involving property, home, finances, taxes, estate, family estate, or will being settled. Could have been you may be in litigation or a lawsuit of some kind. This is a strong indicator that things will be working out or deciding in your favor. If you're buying a home, I mean, if the energy is that you're centered around, buying a home, selling a home, again, it looks like this will be a mutually beneficial thing. If it has to do with career, work, and finance, because there's all that lovely earth energy, it can represent, the Ten of Pentacles can represent something a cycle coming to an end, to passing on family business. It could be retiring, your retirement, cashing something out, receiving something that you've worked long and hard for. You can apply the same energy to relationship and spirituality as well, although I do feel a strong earth energy connection. I feel like there's a sense of the material or financial or actual concrete property in this as well. But for just straight up legal situations, if it doesn't have something to do with money, I feel like whatever the outcome's going to be, it will be fair in a karmic sort of sense. Next, we transition into the energy of the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, there's a bit of a struggle, and it may not be a struggle in terms of you have to make a decision, but it may just be kind of an emotional tug, pulling back and forth, because the Four of Pentacles is a card about holding on to what you have, being kind of closed, guarded, protective. I see this card come up sometimes when people have lost a lot, or feel they've lost a lot, or have had something or things taken from them, so they hold on very tightly to what they have left for fear of losing what they have remaining, or of losing again or any more. So it can be a card of holding on. It can be a card, it's sometimes called the miser card, because it can be a card about being very economical, thrifty, or cheap. It can be a card about holding on to your money, being smart about your money. But it often carries the energy of holding on a little too tightly when you need to let go a bit more. Now, to kind of underscore that particular meaning and feeling that I'm getting, it's paired with the Eight of Cups, so water energy here. And this area of our life, Cups is governed by the element of water, so it deals with that watery, mercurial part of our life that's all about emotions and feelings and relationships, so more emotional feeling, heart-centered energy. And the Eight of Cups is a card about walking away. It's a card about leaving something behind because you're disappointed, disillusioned, it's turned out to be different than what you thought, or different than what you wanted, or it's simply run its course and it's time to turn, leave it behind. And paired with the Four of Pentacles, for some of you, you may have to be making a decision after some kind of outcome as to what you want to do with something. Do you hold on to it? Do you leave it behind? Could be selling. It could be an emotional situation. You could apply this to relationships as well. I keep getting settlements, so whether it's family estate, property, will, division of assets, divorce, something like that. There's this sense of some of you may need to make a decision on whether to hold on to something or let it go, and how to do that. Some of you, the decision may just be already made, or something that the decision you've made, or that's been decided for you. And there's this I mean, you're already kind of leaving it behind, but there's still a sense of wanting to hold on to it in an emotional sort of way. And it could be relationship as well. The nature of that relationship may differ because there's so many of you watching. It could be divorce or separation, or splitting things up as well. Could be leaving anything behind: a family, home, business, estate, a long-term job, something which has a lot of weight and history and time behind it, regardless of what area of your life it resonates in. The energy remains the same. Well, next we have the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Swords is more mental, cerebral, intellectual energy, and this is a card about feeling trapped and bound and held hostage, but it's somewhat illusionary energy, because the only thing really keeping this woman feeling this sense of being trapped, perhaps by duty or obligation or a belief system or a way of looking at something or a perspective, it's somewhat illusionary, because the swords are wide enough she can walk through them. Nobody's holding her down on her knees, and these chains which are wrapped around her wrists aren't connected to anything or anyone. She could easily remove them, rip the blindfold off, stand up on her own 2 feet, and realize that she has the choice of walking away and leaving this place, this thing, this situation, this job, this relationship. It's really up to her, and everything comes with a cost and consequences. But this is a card that represents feeling like you don't have control, or you don't have a say, or you don't have a choice, but in fact you actually do. And the only thing keeping you stuck in that place is just the belief that you are stuck, when in fact that you're not. Now it's crowned by the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is resting over the Eight of Swords. So the Queen of Cups could represent a water sign: female, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Queens and Kings represent individuals who've reached the mastery of their suit. So they've attained this perfect balance of the characteristic traits common or inherent to their suit or their sign. It's water energy, so we're talking emotions, feelings. So this is somebody who's in touch and in tune with her emotions, able to tap them and access them, but not be controlled or ruled by them. She has boundaries, but she's also loving, soft, compassionate, nurturing, always knows the right thing to say, very grounded, stable, and balanced, particularly in an emotional way. And she's often seen as a very loving, supportive, nurturing, and compassionate individual. This could be somebody within this situation, Cancer, another water sign, or it could just manifest just as you, which I feel like it does for a lot of you. That sense of feeling trapped and held hostage, it could be that you feel maybe bound by your own duty or obligations of whether to stay with something, someone, whether it's property, work, job, or relationship, because you feel like you're supposed to, because you feel like you're supposed to be the giving, compassionate, patient, understanding one, and maybe feeling bound by that, or trapped by obligation or duty to it somehow, because that's what you're supposed to do. But this is really about deciding what your own happiness is and how important that is for you, and what's right and true and authentic for you, particularly in your own sense of joy. And the lighting's getting a little strange in here. I think there's a storm moving in again. Of where your joy lies and what the path to that is, because whatever this situation is and moving through it and beyond it, regardless of how the specifics play out, there's this sense or energy of walking away, letting go, or holding on, and feeling kind of maybe obligated or bound or trapped by it in some way, maybe by your own sense of ethics or duty or obligation, or just the weight and history is kind of keeping you trapped and held hostage. Like, I need to stay in this relationship because I've been in it for so long, or because of this, or stay in this job, or stay in this situation, or hold on to this house, or whatever it is, because it's in the family, because it's what I'm supposed to do, because of all this history. But Spirit is asking you to examine, what is your joy, happiness, and fulfillment? What do you foresee that being? When you look down the road at what's going to ultimately make you happy, in choosing, looking down the road, that's where they're asking you to focus on in order to figure out where you're going to go next. Because we end the month with the Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card, the almost decadent, sensual sense of overflowing abundance, particularly financially or materially. Your cup's overflowing and wanting to just share that with everybody because you have so much, a sense of really overflowing abundance in a variety of ways. And then over it is the Two of Wands, which is about being at a crossroads and trying to figure out where you're going to go next. What's the path forward? And the key to choosing the right path is in knowing where you're headed. What's your destination, your goal? This is about thinking long term, not about looking at at what's going on right now, particularly if it's kind of, your emotions are getting in the way. Look down the road. Where do you envision yourself being in terms of what you want for joy, happiness, fulfillment, and abundance? This is about the long-term view, the big picture goal. And once you have your destination in mind, then the path to getting there becomes more clear. Otherwise, how are you going to know when you get there and you're just going to kind of wander along aimlessly and not find it? It's about knowing what you want so you know the path to get there, the goals to set, and when you arrive there. Your joy, happiness, and fulfillment long term in order to make a decision, choose a path, and proceed forward. So you're being asked to kind of take a look at that and contemplate that and have that long-term view of happiness and joy and abundance in your life be the foundation and motivator of whatever decision you make, which I feel probably won't be, at least for most of you, within the month of November, maybe not until the end or even the beginning of December. You're being asked to, if at all possible, with your crowning card, your overall energy and advice, the Four of Swords. This is about withdrawal from conflict, even if it's just temporary. Why? Because you're tired, you're worn out, you're exhausted, as this soldier is. He's still girded for battle. There is an implication he may be going back in, but for the time being, he's taking a break. He's going within. He's resting, recuperating, maybe getting a different perspective, getting some rest, taking care of himself, going within, seeking out his own inner guidance, wisdom, or spirits, or maybe somebody else's, guidance and advice and wisdom. It's a card about pulling back a little, taking care of yourself, resting, recuperating. Maybe this is something you're just going through, or you've just gone through, or you're going to be going through for the bulk of November. And then it's about where do you go next, and what do you hold on to, and what do you leave behind. And in order to do this, you need to create some space for yourself. Take some time out whenever possible, particularly from any conflict, whether it's with other people or just overthinking things too much. You are not bound, trapped, held hostage, even though you may feel that way. It's a belief system, and it may be one that you need to re-examine. Be interesting to see what the feedback is on this as well. I'm always interested to see what the feedback is, but some months, some readings, I'm more curious than others. So Cancer, that pretty much sums up your November 2017 general readings. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least have found it useful in some way. Thank you so very much for watching it. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, just go to the on my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About button, and that'll give you more information on what I do and what I offer, and my contact information, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. You can also find me on the Instant Go app for those really quick, short things. Remember that I do readings full-time, and I will work with your schedule as quickly as I can. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Cancer, for the November 2017 mid-month readings. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.